Welcome back to Brush Country Monsters. This week's episode, we're going to be following Allan and Denise Rovig. They're at Panther Hollow Whitetails, and they're after two huge whitetail. Stay tuned for more Brush Country Monsters.
The rut's wide open in South Texas. December is magical for the BCM crew.
Big deer, that's why I love it. Biggest deer I've ever seen have always been in Texas.
South Texas deer, dark horns.
You see deer everywhere. It's obviously he's put a lot of hard work and a lot of money into managing these deer.
Six by six.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents Brush Country Monsters.
This year we're headed back to our good friend Joe Mackin's place at Panther Hollow Whitetail. What an amazing place. I mean, when you think of South Texas deer, dark horns, typical frame deer, Joe's got them. He's done some extensive management, some supplemental feeding. He's just got massive typicals like nowhere else in South Texas that I've ever seen. This will be Denise's first trip. This is a repeat for me. I went out there last year and killed a monster.
When Allan told me we had a hunt booked at Panther Hollow Whitetails, I really got pumped up. I knew this was going to be awesome. Talking with Joe about his management practices on these deer at Panther Hollow, you get out on the property and you see deer everywhere. It's obviously he's put a lot of hard work and a lot of money into managing these deer.
This stuff really is amazing. It really works. And the coup de grace is a deadly dust on top of the BB square. If he wasn't going to get it before, now he's got no chance. So first hunt, Joe's going to put us on a sendero in a big box blind, and I can see up a hill, a food plot. There's really been no moisture, so it's not come up well. We've got really good visibility.
It's our first afternoon here in South Texas. We've been waiting all year for this. The weather's perfect. The rut's wide open. It's December the 6th. It's about 42 degrees right now. It's going to be low 30s tonight. And Joe's been sending pictures of giant bucks all summer. It's a wet summer, good antler growing season. So we're going to kill them. They must be union. They don't have to, the bucks don't have to come out till 5.
We got about 3 hours of daylight left. Does start filtering in. Little bucks come in, they run some does off. And then as it starts getting later, as it always happens, the bigger bucks start coming in.
Big like 6x6, but he's a 6 by nothing now. That's the first South Texas buck. Would have been a real good 6x6, looks like, but he's already busted off one whole side right above it, 2 inches off his head, so he's not on the menu this year. Dang.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Chupacabra Rub, shake it, rub it, love it. And Surge Pro, the best yield-enhancing foliar fertilizer on the market. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Swarovski Optique, see the unseen. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game wing shooting and sport fishing destinations in the world.
Just about the first week of December, the rut's wide open in South Texas. Joe spotted one of the biggest deer he's ever seen on the ranch. We got about 3 hours of daylight left. Does start filtering in. Little bucks come in, they run some does off. As it starts getting later, as it always happens, the bigger bucks start coming in.
I'm gonna look at him. Man, that's a big buck, but I don't think he don't like he's about 4 years old. His 2s and 3s on his right side aren't near as long as on the left side. He's a big one though, he probably still grows 180, I think. Easy boy, easy. It'll be all right, it's just the first day. It'll be all right. Gotta baby that gun. That gun's not used to letting that much antler walk by.
We're thinking, the first day, we're not really expecting to kill anything. But sure enough, right before dark, here this buck comes out that Joe's told us about.
There's a good buck at the end there. Oh, that's a toad, that's an older.
This buck walks out the top of the field and he just surveils the whole field. He starts walking down the hill, looking at the does. There's some does on the left-hand side of the field.
That's our buck. That's our buck right there.
As soon as he offers a good broadside shot, I'm ready with that 6.5 weather with the Swarovski.
Oh, no.
I'm on him. I got the safety off. Squeeze the trigger, click. And there's not a primer in the brass. I bolt another one in, put the shell down, get back on him. Fortunately, he's still standing there. Oh boy, what a giant buck. What a giant buck. Wow. South Texas, I love South Texas. Oh, you better not get, no, he ain't getting back up. I love South Texas. Wow, that is the biggest South Texas buck I've ever killed in my life. Good Lord of mercy. Closer we get, the bigger he's getting. Look at that. Look at that deer. My goodness. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21 points on a South Texas legend of a buck. What? Good. Look at the horns on that deer. Oh my goodness. What a giant. I never dreamed we'd get our crosshairs on him. My goodness gracious, what a giant buck. I went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs in a matter of a few hours. This buck came out at 304 yards, and we're using our 6.5 Weatherby built on one of Jim Borden's new titanium axes. It's got a Hart number 4 barrel on it. It's got our Apex 2 Hunter stock, and it's topped with a Swarovski Z8i. Dialed it in, and 140 grain burger in the shoulder. It never fails. He did not take a step. He did not take a step. Most amazing hunting bullets I've ever used. Just the epitome of a South Texas dream buck. Biggest buck I've ever killed in South Texas.
Got back to the lodge, and Joe cooked us up some wonderful chupacabra steaks. Got our bellies full so we could sleep real good that night and get ready to go the next morning.
With this giant on the ground for me, the next day would be all about Denise. We're gonna get her a giant too.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton. Rotating gun management made simple. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. Swagger, the bipod with moves. And New Breed Archery. No hype, just hunt.
So Allan was first up. He gets a giant buck on the ground. And if you know Allan, nothing makes him happier than to see a big buck, period. But I'm also pumped because I know I'm up next. First morning, I'm super excited, gonna get to go out, and it's my turn.
All she's gotta do is kill a really, really, really big one. She'll have bragging rights for the rest of the year. And she probably will because she's lucky. So,
Just a little bit bigger than yours, that's okay.
That's right, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So anyhow, we've been scouting all week. We got you a couple big ones found, so
Yeah.
all you gotta do is shoot that 6.5 Weatherby straight.
I drove all the way out here.
She did. She drove all the way out here.
By myself,
In her redneck girl truck.
in my redneck girl truck.
All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go.
We get out in the blind that morning, the sun starts coming up, and the colors are absolutely gorgeous. That first morning, sitting in a blind in South Texas, it's just incredible.
Dang. Good Lord. I know he's a good one. Well, we got a cold morning here in South Texas. It's warmed up a little bit. It's about 40 degrees. Just about no wind. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Seeing lots of deer already. Be a perfect morning to kill a big old giant South Texas buck.
So we've got lots of deer, even had a whole pile of turkeys that came out. And all of a sudden, this deer steps out, and holy moly, big 6x6 mainframe, but he's just a little too young.
Because right now, the only reason he's still standing there is his grandpa came out a little earlier, and he is giant. Just way, way bigger. Got a bunch more kickers and just massive, real dark antler.
Well, as hard as it was to let that younger buck just keep walking, our bigger buck that we had on trail cam just didn't show up that morning.
Our favorite combination of Big & J is the BB Square and some Deadly Dust. And we're about to put that combo on some South Texas whitetails.
just got settled in the blind just a few minutes ago, and already there's a doe feeding on the Big and J that we just put out. This is proving to me that Big and J is one of the strongest attractants out there.
The afternoon sit had some movement, of course, but just didn't see any of the big deer we were looking for.
Today we're going to talk about barrels.
We've been using Hart rifle barrels now for over 20 years. They're a family-owned company from upstate New York. All the barrels are made out of 416 stainless. They're air gauge straight from one end to the other, 1/10,000th straightness. The fluting variations that they offer are way wider than any other barrel manufacturer that I'm aware of. These are just some of the samples of what they offer in barrel fluting. You know, these barrels easily let us maintain our half-inch MOA guarantee. We love the barrels, we love the people, the customer service is second to none. I mean, I can't imagine why anybody else would use anything other than a Hart barrel. And that's our on-target tip of the week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
Our second morning out, we head back to the first blind. We had so much activity there, it was a given that that's right where I wanted to head back to. Lots of activity again on our second morning. Some of the same young and up-and-comer bucks. The way the activity is going, it is shaping up to be a great morning. I'm pretty excited about it. So not long into our sit, this big buck steps out.
Wow, that is a nice buck.
We felt pretty confident this buck is gonna come back out. We've got the does out in the Sendero, a lot of activity. I just didn't feel like he was gonna completely leave us, so I stayed ready. So finally, this doe settles down a little bit. She starts eating. He slows down a little bit, but he's still not presenting me a broadside shot.
How far is he? How far?
I'm just shooting.
So this doe decides she's leaving again. She darts into the brush, and the buck is heading out again. I can't let this buck get away again. But he slows down just enough, still quartered away, so that's when I took the shot.
Right there.
And with that, I've got my first big buck on the ground at Panther Hollow.
First South Texas buck for this season he's down. Man, the McWhorter has hit him hard. He was quartering away from me. And that's just the only shot he would present me. This guy's been in and out all morning because the rut is going hard. He's gone in the brush. We're gonna give him a little bit of time, and it's gonna be hard to sit here. Oh, there he is. Man, I knew he didn't go far. Look at this buck. Look at this. What a gorgeous, gorgeous basic 6x6 here at Panther Hollow, Dilley, Texas. Nice mass, beautiful, beautiful deer. Beautiful deer. I've had a great hunt this morning.
We killed a giant out there last year. Denise and I killed 2 dream bucks this year on our first trip to Texas, and guess what? We're going back in about 2 weeks. Can't wait. We're going to try to kill 2 more South Texas brush country monsters.
Panther Hollow Whitetails management plan is excellent. 2 great whitetails, guys. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.